today's shooting video, basically I'm just practicing and trying to learn how to shoot this gun better. I built it over a year ago and I had all kinds of issues with it, and it got me to where I was at this trip when I was out here shooting. But basically it's a Savage pistol, and it came with a 10.5-inch 308 barrel. And my whole plan was, when I bought it, was to put a 15-inch 30-06 barrel on it, and that's what I have. The barrel is a Excalibur barrel, and when I got it and put this gun together, I could not get it to shoot to save my butt. I mean, it was really, really bad. And I got out my bore scope and I did some inspecting on it, which I should have done to begin with. And I took a video of the bore and into the rifling, and about an inch into the rifling there was some chatter in the grooves, and from when they pulled the button through / broach, and that was really bothering me and really made me mad. So I sent them the video, and the guy looked at the video and he said, send it back. And he thought, his opinion of it was, where the forcing cone is in the chamber, there was an issue. And I looked at it, it really didn't seem to bother me that much, but okay, if that's a reason to get it in the door, I'm for getting it in the door. So I sent it back, and I told the guy, if you don't do anything about this chattel and the rifling, I don't want it back. Well, the guy told me what he did. They cleaned up the chamber and the forcing cone, and they sent it back to me. He did not say anything about the grooves. And I sent him an email back going, you know what, you're wasting my time right now. And so for 6 months, the thing sat there in the box. I didn't even take it out of the box when they shipped it back. And one day I picked it up, got my bore scope, and I looked down it to see what the difference is, because I had the original video. And I noticed where the chatter was at, I could see they ground that in there. So this is not their first rodeo dealing with chatter in the grooves. So I found that interesting. But I put it back together and I started shooting it, and I still had really bad accuracy issues. And I was shooting off of this rest. And as I was going along, I started working with how I'm hanging onto the grip and everything, and the next thing you know, I was having groups that were going 1, 2, 3, 3-shot, 4-shot groups that were stringing up and down, and it would be anywhere from 2.5 to 4 inches, the string, no matter what I shot, because I was trying to find an accuracy load for it. So then I figured out maybe I should go to a bipod. So I took the bipod off, folded around, made some changes, and the next thing you know, my stringing went away. It's like, this is really good. And the string was so good, it looked like I could shoot some really small groups with this. But instead of stringing up and down, it's stringing out 90 degrees. And that's when I was shooting off of the bipod. And I can't remember exactly why. I changed something else at the time also. And then I started putting weights on it. I decided, maybe I need to put weights on it. So I built these weights. This one's a 5-pound weight down here. It's on a quick release scope mount. This one here is 3 pounds, which basically is this, and they're on quick release scope mounts. I have Picatinny rail here so I can mount them on there because I need to take them off to put them in the case. And suddenly this trip, everything came together and it was shooting really well with experimental loads. But what I'd done is I'd load up 100 rounds from the last time I was out playing with it. It looked like this combination of powder and bullets, and basically what it boiled down to is I got to the point where I was just shooting old bullets that I got a ton of that I got no use for, with some powder that I got lying around that I got no use for, and I put it all together and I had a decent load. Well, yesterday I came out and I shot at 1,000 and I got on the target. It's 24 wide, 18 tall, and I beat the heck out of it. 10 rounds. It took me 3 rounds to get on it and I didn't miss. I'm like, okay, this is, I'm doing something right here. And that was the whole idea of why shooting at the distance, it magnifies all my errors. Well, all of a sudden it ain't magnifying nothing. I'm doing pretty good. So I went over to the mile target, and yet again, I did pretty well on the mile target. So this morning I decided I'm going to film it just to see what goes on. Well, when I started filming, I did not turn the target camera on. It was the camera was on, but I didn't start recording. And so I'm shooting along, and I was fooling around because yesterday I was doing really well. But today, all of a sudden, I was on the target, and all of a sudden, 3 rounds went really low. And I'm like, okay, time out here. And I was talking to the camera, and I sent a couple more rounds down. And all it came down to is the strap. This is the strap that I added. This is the first trip that I've shot with the strap on here. And that's a whole other story because I got it from a Navy SEAL, this idea from a Navy SEAL. And I started realizing the harder I push, and I already knew this would happen, but the harder I push, the lower the rounds hit. If I barely don't push at all and have very little on it, it'll hit high. And I found out all I need to do is just put enough pressure on here. I don't grab onto the grip hard. I'm basically only pushing this part in to there. My fingers are there just to help guide it left and right. This hand helps with the elevation, and then I get on the trigger and I'm only squeezing between the trigger and here. And I figured out all I got to do is push on it just enough to mitigate the recoil so that it doesn't cause me any issues. And all of a sudden, while that was going on, the camera turns off, the target camera. So I get up there and I turn the target camera back on. This time I hit the record button. And so I sat down and everything came into place. I had the big target down there and I hit it. I don't know if I hit it twice, but I know I hit it once for sure because I heard the ring come back. Sometimes it depends on where you hit on the plate. You may not hear the ring, but I did not see no miss down there. So I definitely hit it and I heard the ring. So I go, okay, I'm going to go after the knockdown targets. I went after the left knockdown target and it didn't take me too many rounds. Boom, and it fell over, but it was a skip in. And then I went after the right target. Didn't take me very many shots and I knocked it over. So it's like, okay, everything's really going good. And what I wanted to do was also shoot at 1,000. And it took me 7 shots today. The 8th shot, I had 7 rounds left. It took me 5 shots, and then the 6th shot, I hit it. I was just short. And I don't know what I was doing different than yesterday, but it was causing it to hit short, and it took me too much to get on the target, and then I hit it twice. What it boils down to is this thing's starting to look like it's going somewhere. Right now, I have a rifle scope on here. I'm going to either put a scout scope on it, or I have a pistol scope that I'm going to be putting on it, and so that I'm more out in front of it. Because right now, I'm this close to it. And you look at it and go, wow, he could get hit, you know, no shoulder, no buttstock, you know. But I'm able to mitigate the recoil with all the weight and this brake on here. It's not a threat for hitting me at all in the nose or the eye or anything. And I'm doing really well with it. Like I said, I got a pistol scope that'll be on here next. I have the scout scope here with me that I'll put on and probably shoot it tomorrow morning, but I don't like that scope because I can wiggle this back and forth and I can just see the crosshairs going like this on the target. So I don't like that scope, but I'm going to give it a try tomorrow morning to see. Maybe it does center up after every shot, I don't know. But I really like that scope because it has, it's a tactical scope and it has half millbars on it, which I really like. But anyway, enjoy the shooting portion of the video. Going after the center target. Right in front of it. Came up 1/4 of an MOA. That should equal about 4.5 inches. Well, I saw nothing, I heard nothing. Dang! I got it that time. I heard that. Let me go after the knockdown. I saw nothing. I didn't see the target move or anything. I'm going to go after the left knockdown. Let's see if we can't get lucky. Down goes Frazier. Looks like a skip-in, maybe. Guess we'll go after the right one. I don't know why I moved the gun so far. Okay, the right target. That was just bad all the way around. I got to decide what to do here. I aimed halfway up the target. The last shot, I don't know. I just got to hold consistent. Down goes Frazier. That looked like a solid hit, too. That was a quarter plate off of Dunk. That was a quarter plate off of the left edge. Same hole. Dunk. Well, I'm on it.